I don't know who's starting.
Hello, everyone. I don't know. I can start. I normally do morning. I normally do news, so I figured I
Morning
would.
announcements.
I almost did say morning announcements.
Send it to weather. Send it to weather.
I heard that.
So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. No, I didn't even watch morning news in so long. I don't know how they start.
Welcome to the news. I believe is the catchphrase for everybody. Yeah.
Welcome to the news, where I will tell you everything going on with the Knights of D20. So right now, we're not going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons today. Right now, we are just going to be chatting, talking, having fun, interacting with you. If you have any questions for us, we're just kind of here to hang out and have fun. We haven't seen each other in a little bit, so this is also for us to just kind of mess around and have fun. In normal news, the only thing I can think of is that tomorrow we'll be having a Int Mod Pod where me and JP will talk about what did we just talk? We just recorded and I forgot what equipment.
Mostly
We
ball
talked about
bearings.
equipment. Mostly ball bearings and short swords.
Short swords, yeah.
They're the way to go. If you're not using ball bearings and short swords, what are you doing?
We solved D&D.
We did. We solved it.
Yeah.
On top of that, on Wednesday, there will also be a tea time. Melanie, are you hosting tea time this week, or am I? I don't remember.
I thought you were hosting. Is that okay?
I am hosting tea time this week.
Yes.
And I am completely prepared and very much planning it, and it's going to be amazing. Who the guest is going to be, I don't know yet.
No, it's a mystery.
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
I think we had talked about Robin coming on with me, but she also just got back from vacation, so I don't know what her schedule is. So we're going to figure out that off camera, and it might be me and Robin showing up for this. I don't know.
Who knows?
As you can tell, Monday is like my planning day, and when we, figured out that we weren't going to be playing normal, my whole day just kind of spiraled, and I have no plan for anything. How was everyone else's day?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now for the
Oh
normal.
god.
news.
Yeah, I got back from San Diego not too long, so that was fun.
Excellent.
What'd you do in San Diego?
Yeah.
My friend works on a military base.
His mic cut out because this is a
Oh my
state secret.
gosh.
This is
Oh,
top
yeah.
secret. It is
Oh, military secrets.
The
That's
government
fully
was like,
redacted.
Yeah, it's
Fully redacted by
Yeah.
the government.
Yeah, my friend works on submarines, and I got to go see submarines, and it was really fun.
Wow.
And then I got to put on fireman equipment because I was offered, and they were like, "Damn, you're fast." I
It
was
looks like he didn't take it off either.
I know.
I know, right?
This is my Halloween costume, by the way. For anybody that does it, it's for Cyberpunk,
Excellent.
but that's fine. But yeah, so did that, and then we went to a lot of food places, and then I came back on Sunday. And I thought,
Oh yeah.
that's why I was messaging everybody. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go do this tomorrow because I came back Saturday night. So, but I thought Saturday was Sunday and it was Monday, but it was actually, then I woke up and then I was like, oh shit, it's Sunday. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Listen, before we turn the cameras on, we were having some great conversations, and now it's been Control-Alt-Deleted out of my head what we were talking about. I have no idea what was happening 5 minutes ago.
It's like now we're putting on a show. Oh jeez.
Aw, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so one of the prompts was, what's one of your favorite D&D characters that you've played?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think
Melanie, as the person at the top left of the screen, do you want to start?
I think one of my favorite characters that I've played, the one that comes to mind, it was a gnome barbarian named Olive. And I think what I liked about her is usually I'm usually a caster, and so I think it felt good to just sort of be the one to like bust in through the door and just like do whatever I
Arcade
want.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be chaotic. I had a Zada moment in that character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just really
Zada.
fun to just not plan things out and just do whatever I felt like doing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, since you are next.
Yeah, it has to go clockwise.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think my favorite character, aside from Marway, that I've ever played, he was a divination wizard mixed with a eloquence bard. And I did that because he was a snotty ass noble who got what he wanted when he wanted. So I made sure that the mechanics made sure I got what I wanted when I wanted. And essentially, he was like the son of a prominent noble family in Waterdeep that shall not be named. Because at that time I was still very new to D&D, so I just took an actual family name. But there's a little bit of spoilers for a couple of campaigns that they are actually a part of. And so, essentially, his family were like devil worshippers on the low. And he was kind of a lawyer who, so in my bard magic, I used like words versus music. And essentially, I was my group's lawyer. So anytime they would get into trouble, I would be the one to bail them out. Or I could be found making predatory contracts with the commoners to be my meat shields. Because a saying he often said was that in chess the pawns move first. So anytime we'd get into battle, I wouldn't, even if I had the highest initiative, I would not move until all the pawns on the field moved first and I was protected.
Like real
was just,
supervisor kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was such a snotty asshole, just the worst person you've ever met. But he was so much fun to play. I deeply enjoyed playing him.
Nice.
I feel like you have a lot of chess references because you also reference chess for Morrowind too.
I do, yes. I love chess. I think it's fun. I think for Morrowind, though, the chess is a lot deeper than what it was for this other character. I think for Call, his name was Call. I think for Call, it was literally referenced the fact that he saw everyone else's pawns.
Okay. But
because even the other players weren't even pieces; they were pawns as well.
Okay, I see. But for Morrowind, I remember you said that like the clue was chessboard.
It was. So behind the scenes, we all kind of, no one knows each other's storylines. No one really knows anything. And we all kind of gave clues as to what our backstories were. And mine for everyone was chessboard. And I will leave that for the audience as well, because I'm really not hiding anything from Morrowind. I mean, I would never lie. I don't lie. So it's more, when it comes up, it comes up.
Yeah, I wrote that down. It was like one of my first notes when we were chatting about our characters. I wrote that down, chessboard.
Yeah, and so I feel like something that I talked to everyone about when we were in like later in the campaign, when we were kind of really getting together and talking about each other's play styles for the characters, I really made it a point to reference the fact that Morroway's fighting style is very much him playing chess with multiple pieces on the board.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
Okay, so he's a chess player, and that's why he doesn't fight. He moves pieces.
He knows how to play chess. Yes.
Yeah,
Morrowind himself does not fight. I mean, I think he staff smacked a devil once, but I feel like that did all of like 1 damage.
That was like a boop.
Yeah, just bonk.
Got a little frustrated. Yeah. Royal, you're up next.
Yeah, Royal's next. I'm looking at our stream layout that I threw together at like the last second.
Yeah, you did throw it up like 2 seconds. It was good. We like it. I don't know. I don't really get to play a lot of characters that I a lot of like round on. I guess the only other for another one of my friends' campaigns that I did play D&D with.
Hey, Royal.
Yes. Hi.
Can you like move a little closer to your mic? I feel like you're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
I don't know. It's got to be something with the. I probably have to unplug my mic.
That was happening a little last session too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you tried just putting the mic in your mouth?
Just doing that, just putting it right in my mouth. Yeah.
Excellent. That's flawless.
That sounded great.
Real emo singer. Yeah.
I don't know. This maybe I'll unplug it after this. But anyways, the one of my characters that I really enjoyed, I guess the only person I got to play with is someone I played World of Warcraft with, and he was doing a D&D session, and I played one where I played a noble that was very much the same as like he was a noble only of his family, tried to like he was going to be the like basically the prince, but it's not so much a prince in his world that my DM made. And he's basically, think of like the in Game of Thrones, like the Watch. He was basically, they controlled that. They were controlled this area that stopped all these supernatural creatures from coming over. And he was a noble to that, and he was just forced into just being the best he could possibly be, and he hated it. And then he goes beyond the wall and does an expedition where he gets attacked by a werewolf and subsequently turns and kills everybody in his party because of it.
Is it because he's a werewolf?
He gets turned into a werewolf, and the first night he turns, he kills, like, they're trying to like barricade and get the rest of the people that they lost contact with. He goes and rescues them from like the group of wolves and stuff that were attacking, and then that night he turns and murders his best friend, his mentor, and everybody else in the thing, and then found out that he doesn't understand what's going on because he doesn't really remember it. He just remembers blood and being naked and in the snow. And then he gets thrown in jail by his uncle, and they find out he's a werewolf. And he tries to deal with that. And then, for context, he is a blood hunter and Pack of the Lycan.
I see. Was this related at all to getting Worgans in World of Warcraft? Because you said you World of Warcraft person.
World of Warcraft, yeah. No, he was just my friend that we were talking about D&D stuff. I just really like Path of the. I like werewolves, and you can't really play that in D&D very well because werewolves are overpowered. So I liked Path of the Lycan, and I really took a page from a little bit of Chetney from Critical Role, because Chetney also plays one, and I wanted to kind of have like a backstory where he conflicted on what he's done and then tries to redeem himself. But yeah, he was supposed to get executed, and then he runs away, and that's as far as I got in the campaign.
Oh wow!
It fell apart.
Oh, that's always the worst when you get really good into the campaign, the stories are getting good, and then it just.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
like
thanks for the subscription.
Yeah. And by the way, anybody watching this, if you have any questions for us, your humble players, ask away, because we're being very attentive.
We will answer anything.
Anything.
Anything. Anything.
Is this like truth or dare?
Absolutely. Robin.
Okay.
Tell us about character. Oh, hold on. Are we circling, or are we doing it like reading a book?
It's clockwise. We gotta go, Dane.
Oh shit! Just kidding. Not you, Robin.
I didn't want to tell you anyways.
Save the best for last.
Okay, so my favorite character that I played was probably in the only campaign that I've actually ever finished as a module. Was a goblin that I played, and I named him Deadeye, and his whole shtick was that he wore an eye patch the entire time. And
do you only play characters with a messed up eye?
That's just what Dane's into.
But it was only until the very end of the campaign that it was revealed it was just for aesthetic purposes. It was just a regular eye underneath it, because he got like
is this a spoiler for Killian?
No, his eye's all janky. Killian.
Just wanna,
Does
like,
Killian
end
just
up-
have like a contact lens that
The
he's
whole
gonna take
time.
out, and it's gonna be a normal ass eye?
It's like, don't need this
For a joke,
anymore.
you guys, for joke.
Funky.
The aesthetic was there.
And it's funny because it was because I got like a magical eye patch or something like that later on. And I was like, oh, just take off his normal eye patch. That was just his normal face. I just put one back over top of it. I'm like, all right. And everyone's like, what the hell? You didn't have a fake eye? I was like, no one asked me. It just Deadeye sounded way cooler. As like a goblin. I was like, Deadeye sounds way cooler if he's got an eye patch on, you know?
It's just a huge poser instead.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I also made him a self-hating goblin, because he was just like, everyone always tries to attack me wherever I go. It's because of all these other damn goblins that are giving us a bad name. So he had to like hide out in every city wherever he went, and like hide under cloaks and stuff like that. But it was fun. So I played him as a fighter character, like a archery based fighter character, and he also had some skills as like the makeshift rogue of the party as well. So he got in with like the thieves guild and was very no problem with killing people. playing a dark character is fun because you just got no morals. You can just do whatever you want, as opposed to like, you know, fun or I would say goody two shoes characters like one I may be playing currently. Who feels bad
Very
about
goody
doing
two
stuff
shoes.
like that.
Morals.
With an actual
I
guy.
want- I 100% agree that just playing bad characters can be so much fun sometimes.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean, when you're in a tavern brawl and you just use command on someone to kneel before their betters, it's
Mhm.
excellent. Excellent.
Toy.
John Paul, you're up.
Yeah, mine is also the worst person that I've ever made. His name was Scum Still Scrystone, Scum to his friends, and he was a goblin artificer who had a bag of holding sewn into the inside of his pants, and because he didn't trust people, but he would always make a show of it and get kicked out of bars and stuff. And this is actually a World of Warcraft themed. Speaking of Worgans, World of Warcraft themed campaign that I played for like 4 months, maybe, like that, something like that. We didn't get very far, but it was fun finally playing the loose cannon of the group, the liability. And yeah, once you have that freedom, once you don't have to like deal with like morals and laws, then the whole world is your oyster. It was great. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
One thing I do want to add before Robin goes, because we've talked about World of Warcraft about 3 times now, is that one of the things that like got me into Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. It was a one-shot adventure where they did have like Horde versus Alliance, and it was with I think it was I don't know if it was Matt Mercer, but like Terry Crews was in it. And it was like his first time
Terry
ever.
Crews?
Yeah, Terry Crews. It was like his first time ever playing D&D, and
He
like
loves playing D&D.
yeah,
my
but like
God.
this
That's
was
awesome.
and this was like I would say like 3-ish, maybe 3-4 years ago. This one shot was run. I'll link it later, but it was like it got me like hooked on it because who doesn't love Terry Crews? You know.
He's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
I love him.
I
Also-
definitely want to see that.
I
like
do
how-
too.
I like how Melanie lit up just at the mention of World of Warcraft.
I know.
Like,
She's
Has
Jonesing,
everyone-
y'all. She's Jonesing.
you gotta give me
Has
that.
anyone has everyone at the table at this table played World of Warcraft? Is that something we all share?
I've not played a
No.
second of it.
I want to play so bad, but I suck so bad at video games that I couldn't figure it out.
This
I-
So good.
this is just
I
walking around.
attribute World of Warcraft for the reason that I play support characters. Because when
Oh,
I was a
really?
brand new video game player, very young, my older brother got me into it because he needed healers for his dungeons.
There you
So
go.
Holy Priest, what up?
What's up to all the holy priests out there, all you blood elves? How you doing?
Unless you're a druid, I can also get behind being a druid. But like holy paladins, no ma'am. I can't do it.
Mm.
Can't do holy. See, I was Shadow Priest.
Sorry, I have a visceral reaction when I hear about shadow priests. Ugh.
What's wrong?
Oh, the heresy of it.
Heresy to use
Listen,
shadows.
I know
Ugh.
I'm not going to understand the answer, but here's the question: why do you hate
Hmm.
shadow priests?
So for me, it's literally just it started as a joke, right? Where I made a character that was a holy priest, and I was like, I will never touch a shadow spell because I'm going to be pure and holy. And it literally just became this like reoccurring joke to the point where anytime someone used shadow magic, I would like literally kick them from a group. And it just
No.
it kept spiraling and spiraling into the point where now it's just like shadow magic priest. Ugh. You're a heretic, and we're gonna burn you at the stake.
And you must pay.
That's so funny.
It's kind of like how when Austin Butler was training to be or practicing to
Oh.
be Elvis, he couldn't stop being Elvis after the cameras stopped rolling. That was you. You're the Elvis of shadow
Yeah,
priests.
I mean, I feel like when you make something a character that you portray for long enough, it just kind of becomes a part of you. You know,
Yeah.
I went to the zoo not too long ago. I feel like I've told all you this story, but I was literally walking through the zoo and I see like a cute animal and I'm just like, oh my goodness, look at the cute little animals. And I'm like, oh my God, why did Maraway just say that? I was like, what just happened to me?
I'm about to cast animal friendship on this penguin.
For real.
I will
Alright.
say that our chat myth, that person was my raid leader in World of Warcraft.
What is Pally life?
Paladin
It's a
life.
paladin.
Paladin
Oh,
life.
Gotcha.
A retribution paladin. So I played protection
Oh.
paladin.
I love a prop paladin. That's my
Ooh,
favorite tank to
my
have with
favorite.
me.
Yeah.
A prop
Oh my
paladin
God,
with
we
a
should
holy
play.
priest.
You want to be my healer?
Oh God.
I'm gonna
She's
take and
slipping,
you're
y'all.
gonna be
She's
the
slipping.
The
She's slipping.
floodgate is opening.
going.
Don't do it. Stay strong.
Just one more hit, guys.
I
Just
mean,
one more
I'll
hit.
tell you right now, I don't
quit at
play
any time.
official servers though, so just a forewarning, because I'm not paying $15 a month to play busted World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
I'm not that hooked to the war crack yet.
that's what he says now. Everybody write it down.
Those were the days of war. They were. I feel like some of my favorite like fantasy like moments, like story wise in my life revolved around like World of Warcraft and my group of friends. You know, because I was lucky enough that we could like go into dungeons just my group of friends. You know, there were 5 of us,
Yeah.
like, and we would level all the way through. I will tell you, I am being a healer in World of Warcraft is a special kind of life because my feet, once I hit 15, didn't do a quest. I didn't touch the ground outside of my hotel room. I queued
Yeah,
up
me
for a dungeon,
too.
and I would
Yeah.
just go into a dungeon. Fuck questing. Who needs it?
Yeah. Same thing with the
DPS
tank, and if you
life.
have a tank and a
Yeah.
healer, you just go straight through.
Yeah,
Insta
DPS life is hard. Yeah, DPS life is hard, man. That
Mm.
DPS life is so hard when you're standing in the middle of a lava pit
Mhm.
crying out for heals, and it's like, oh, the fucking fire.
Stop.
It's so hard.
My
It's so
damage.
hard.
It's my damage. Gotta get big number go up. That's all that matters. And
Oh.
moving makes my number go down, so you just heal it. That's all you have
Oh my
to do.
god.
There's a reason why Leroy Jenkins took off, okay?
Good boy! That whole video hurts my soul.
My favorite part is at the end of he's like, God damn it, Leroy.
And then he eats like his.
It almost
skin.
feels like that's not the first time.
No, it never is.
All right. What about you, Robin?
Robin, tell us about your favorite D&D character you've ever played.
Okay, so I do love Bula, and I have played other variations of her, not as detailed as the one I'm playing now. So that's a good one of mine. So you know that I'm about to take a hard sci-fi turn on this. My absolute all-time favorite character I've ever played was in one of our Star Wars campaigns. And she was a Kodruji, which is very deep lore. They are 4-armed beings, very tall, very slender. She was very into the Force in almost a gray path. So kind of that walking that line.
Yeah.
Again, very into the lore of the old canon. She walked that fine line between good and evil. But she had 4 arms and she was proficient with 4 lightsabers,
Wow.
which was just badass. So I played her for I think I had her for 4 or 5 years, and she died tragically. And it was terrible. And it was really hard for me to like a character for quite a while after that.
Oh my
It's just not the same.
gosh.
She was so brooding and quiet and stern. But man, she was a badass. So that was probably my all-time favorite character. I would say in like in the actual D&D realm, of course, like I said, I really like Bula, but I am also very, very much enjoying my in-person character right now. So she's a Dragonborn arcane trickster rogue, and she literally will just charm the pants off of anything and everything while she is stealing from them. She likes to distract with, fluttering eyelashes and, boosting up their ego while she's just lightening their purse quite a bit. In fact, she has even, when other members of the party have made her just a little bit angry,
No,
she has even stolen from her
Robin,
party.
no, Robin, no.
That's evil.
PvP.
Robin.
Okay, but what's funny is this, because everybody thought it was hilarious, but what we did, and one of these members has not even noticed yet. We waited until they went to the bathroom. We took it off of their sheet and put it onto mine to see if they would notice what was in there.
Jeez, wow. Nothing is sacred.
I mean, it was just little piddly stuff, and it was really just for kicks and giggles, but that has been highly entertaining to me.
That's so
So,
funny.
Nice.
There's that.
So, I do have a question for everyone because I noticed a theme of a lot of people playing goblins. Has everyone here ever played a goblin character? Raise your hand if you have. Royal.
Royal.
No, I
Why
want to
not
know
Goblin
about these.
Royal?
Why?
What? Why haven't I played a goblin?
Yeah.
Everybody goblins, except for you.
Because I
Everybody
didn't.
goblins.
I played a kobold.
I almost said it. I
actually.
almost said a naughty joke there.
Go for it. No, what is it? And then explain it.
I knew it was.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said everyone loves goblin, and I was like, goblin is.
There was just no time that I either when I was I would either be the DM or when I was playing a character that I just never played a goblin. I played a kobold once. That was it.
That's close.
Yeah. All right. Royal hates goblins. I guess that's what.
Royal hates goblins.
He hates
I
goblins.
just hate goblins.
My goblin character was so much fun because I designed her to be an NPC because, I'm in the process of moving. So my in-person game, I was like, I don't want my character to just disappear, so I'm going to write that character out, and I'm going to make this character so that when I leave, they will have an NPC that if they're smart, they can use. So her whole backstory is that she is a halfling who was taken to the Feywild, because I love Feywild, and was cursed into being a goblin. And she's trying to regain her humanhood. So she has like a mirror that she looks in to see herself as who she was. But the real kicker is I left it up to the DM if she was actually a halfling who was turned into a goblin, or just a goblin deceived by a archfey into believing they used to be halfling.
That's fun.
That's messed up.
I know it was great, and it was so much fun. I didn't have a single offensive attack. Everything, so it was a trickery cleric mixed with a I don't remember what the other thing was because I also can't do things without cross-classing. Shit, what was I? I don't remember, but. She was so much fun. Everything was based on illusions, and they made a joke that she should be from Barovia, so I had to talk with a Barovian accent for most of it, which was actually quite fun for a lot of it. This little girl, and I was talking with a little Barovian accent. So she was fun. Her name was Fuddle.
That's a great name.
Huddle,
Adored.
that's cute.
Adored.
I like it.
Adored. Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe it was illusion wizard mixed with the cleric. I don't know. I'd have to find my character sheet.
Something Dane said made me think of a question too. Did anybody else here consume D&D content before they actually played D&D? Anybody else go that route? I did.
Yep, me.
Mm-mm.
Really, you guys were just like, I want to play D&D, and you went straight
Let's
into
talk
it.
about how everyone got into it. Yeah, go ahead, JP. Tell us how you got into it.
Oh, great. Thanks. I guess I signed myself up for that one. The entire reason I started playing D&D, well, I had an interest in it as a kid. I got like the little box starter set that you
Yeah.
can buy. I got that, and then I didn't know how to make friends and never played it. Yeah, so it was. I always kind of wanted to play it, but I was big my brother and me fan. And then when they kicked off Adventure Zone, I was like, oh, cool, I like these guys. Let's see, what they do there. And then I just like annihilated the entire show. I loved it, and it seemed like such a great time. And then so that was like the first thing. And then I went to like Dungeons and Daddies and like a couple other ones. And I actually then like a cook at a bar that I was working at was looking for players, and that was my first campaign. But it was mostly like 1 to 2 hours of D&D and 6 hours of watching people make pot brownies. And so I was like, maybe I just like to watch this stuff. I don't know. But then like COVID hit, and in-person meetings wasn't a thing anymore. But I found this website that does play-by-post D&D. Are you guys familiar with play-by-post?
I recently just learned that that's a thing.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
I was absolutely addicted to this. It was my life for a while. So play-by-post is everybody like basically makes resumes and sends them to somebody who puts together a campaign. It's all on forums, like old school early 2000s forums. And then the DM, I don't know why I did finger quotes, it's an actual DM. The DM chooses from that pool of applicants, and then you go in order, okay, so there'll be like 7 players, and all 7 players post, DM posts or reacts if there needs to be a reaction, and then the next wave comes and all 7 players post, and then DM reacts. It is the absolute slowest way to play D&D. You do not get anywhere playing this way, but what you do get is like a community of very creative writers who just love to write the story together, and that's what was cool about it.
That's cool.
It was amazing, and I did it for a long time. I wasn't even interested in playing in-person D&D because of this, but it's very time consuming. And then I just kind of like slowly got back into D&D once all the COVID stuff went away, and I was like just looking for people to hang out with when I moved to Springfield. Which Springfield, you ask? I won't answer. But it's not the best one. Yeah, so now I quit that stuff. It's just way too much time. But if you have the time and you love to write, then play-by-post is amazing. I love it.
I've never tried that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's great. Yeah, I went to oh god, I started talking and it went away. I'll think of it in a minute here and put it in chat. But rpgcrossing.com. I found a lot of sites. None of them were nearly as good as this one.
rpgcrossing.com.
I have seen a lot of it on Discord as well. Like there are like play-by-post groups that you can find through Discord and stuff like that.
I tried that, and I just could never find one organized enough to make sense. It was like people who already knew what was going on, and it wasn't very inviting. rpgcrossing.com is very inviting. They have like a place for new people to the site to go to, and like you'll have a built-in DM that just takes you through a little module just so you can learn how to play by post. Yeah, you can't get better than that. It's super fun if you have time and you like to write.
I feel like the biggest issue I would have with play-by-post, along with the speed, is that I feel like as a player, one of my biggest strengths is how quickly I can come up with, role
like
play
improv?
things or
Yeah.
like very quick improv. And I feel like if I was in a situation like that, I would overthink so much.
Oh, you do
that-
this.
It's a very specific niche type of this game.
Yeah, you're writing a book together. with the people like if you get lucky and get all good players, you're writing a book with people who love to write stuff like that. And so you could just like go back into like previous pages and start from day one and then just like read the entire story of how you got here. And since you have all the time in the world to think of what you're going to do next, it's all meat, no fluff. It's
Wow.
it's really cool if you have a good group.
Yeah. Before I forget, Fuddle was a trickery cleric mixed with archfey warlock.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folk.
Do what?
I said you heard it here first, folk. It's kind of hard to say. You heard it here first, folk.
Folks.
Folks.
You heard it here, folks.
That's funny because no one in my region actually pronounces that L. It's just folks.
Folks, yeah.
Folks.
I don't
think
say folks or folks.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah,
Do you have a replacement word for folks? That's funny. I say L. I didn't notice that. Yeah.
You guys, because I don't say y'all either.
Yeah, you don't say y'all?
You guys.
I think
definitely say
that
y'all.
y'all is
Robin,
the end all.
was I correct in remembering that you were originally from Tennessee?
Yes, sir. Grew up in Nashville.
Okay, yeah. Both of us are from Tennessee because I was trying to remember. I thought I had remembered you saying that when I was doing the Bula accent, and I was like, "Well, that's why," because we're both from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. I am no longer there, but
Same.
yeah, for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all my family is. So
You could take the y'all out of Tennessee, but not the Tennessee out of y'all.
I mean, everyone here says it too, so I'm not that. I'm not that.
I love y'all.
Right.
I'm from Oklahoma. We're big y'allers.
Yeah.
Right now I'm in Florida, so it's such a weird mix of like super southern people and super not southern people.
Yeah.
So on a separate side note, it is almost Halloween, and I love Halloween very much. So this year I decided that I was gonna go as Bula, which will be on Saturday. We're talking like green paint and the whole 9 yards.
Oh my gosh.
So I did take a lot of time to work on my costume today, and I've never had to brush a costume before. There's a lot of fur, is what I'm telling you.
Honey, you have a lot of fur. You have a lot of fur. Do I need to go get my Maraway legs? Hold on, y'all.
Hold on, y'all.
Listen.
This was just
Where did I get
this was a new experience for me. I'm sitting at my desk just like hot gluing and putting things together and brushing and brushing and brushing. I was like, dang, what is happening? I'm not even a hairy character.
Look at this luscious.
Oh my
like, these are my legs. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I
These
love it.
These were so hot when I
God,
did that.
Oh,
And look,
yeah.
they've got these like little pads in it to give you that kind of like arch that like goat legs have. That is the shoes that I had to wear for this. Those were the most uncomfortable thing I think I've ever worn. I was literally crying 20 minutes after showing up.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Immortal
I wanna
Ambitious,
know,
I did say that. Go ahead.
okay, now I want to know. So Royal is wearing his costume, which when he actually sent us the picture of what he is, because it's not something that I'm familiar with, actually is very good.
It's a good costume, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Nailed it.
Mhm.
So do the rest of you have Halloween plans? And please tell me that you have costumes.
This is actually the first year in over a decade that I've had a costume because I had a party to go to this weekend, so I made one up. I was Edgar Allan Poe, and
Nice.
I was pretty proud of it.
And
As
please
a
tell me that
Marylander,
pictures exist.
yes.
Sarah, somebody said a question. Somebody said something.
Oh, it was Robin.
I said, please tell me that pictures exist.
Oh, we got pictures. Yeah, yeah. I went as Edgar Allan Poe. My wife went as the Raven.
I
So
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
we're
she had
gonna
her.
need to see that.
Yes. I will just be dressing up as Maraway again because the outfit was great. Yeah, I just wanted to show off my Maraway shoes. This is what I wore
Oh my gosh.
for that convention.
That looks
No
so
heel on
impossible.
this heel. They are so comfortable until you've been walking for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're awful. But yeah, this is the torment I do to look cute for you guys. And then I have these little like covers that I put on top of them to look like hooves.
Oops.
Hooves. I actually bought those like almost 10 years ago, or it probably was well over 10 years ago, specifically for a cosplay that I was going to do where I needed hooves. So they've been waiting to be hooves for like 15 years or so.
Their time has come.
Yes.
I've been training for this day.
Mm-hmm. And they
Okay,
make me
Melanie, what
so
about you?
tall.
Yeah, I
All right,
don't know.
Melanie, what about you? Costume this year?
I do have a costume. I will post it in chat when I wear it. I don't have any plans. The only plans I have are pumpkin carving on Wednesday. But I'll probably just wear my costume and give out candy. So.
I love it, and I can't wait. I won't be wearing mine until Saturday, so I still got some time to paint myself
brush.
green and brush all the fur. But there will be pictures. All right,
Oh my
Dane.
gosh, I'm excited.
I saw your frown. You're not even dressing up, are you?
Probably not, but
Come on.
I'll probably just be handing out candy.
Yeah.
on
Any
Thursday.
other year, I would have been right there with you. I just same thing.
Yeah, I have no plans. I'm just gonna dress up to take pictures for you guys. But I don't.
My Halloween plans are on Saturday. We'll play our normal D&D game, and I forced all of my friends, since we play at my house, that I would kick them out of our D&D group if they did not dress up so that I could dress up.
Yes,
As it should be.
I do it to them every year. So I get real dressed up and sit in my own kitchen and play D&D.
Perfect.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm ready
Just
for
throw
us
on
to
your
like
headband and leather jacket or something. That's what Immortal
Bags.
Ambition says.
agree.
Now I gotta
You're
go
good
find
to
a
go.
now I gotta find a leather jacket. Oh god.
In this economy,
Do you not have a leather jacket?
No. I
Not
don't just
the-
have a leather jacket.
who doesn't have a leather jacket? I don't have a leather jacket.
All
right,
No,
Show
I'm
of
ready
hands.
for all of us to get together for like a Ren Fest and all dress up. That's gonna be so much. I won't be wearing those shoes. I'll be wearing normal shoes with the hoof covers, but it's gonna be great.
I don't even know what I would wear to a Ren Fest. I'm not sure.
That's exactly. I was like, I have no idea what I would wear.
Yeah,
Something
Dana,
with puffy
something
shirt.
with what?
Puffy shirt,
Yeah.
like Seinfeld. Puffy shirt.
I
Dan and I
love a
will be
puffy
those
shirt.
smartasses that wear Star Trek T-shirts or something.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. Every time I see the Trekkies, I'm just like, oh my god.
Is that a common thing?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's a normal thing.
You know,
I
what's
just-
Immortal
funny?
Ambition, you need to go to a Ren Fest. They are so much fun. Knowing you will adore them.
Yeah, I used to go all the time as a kid. We didn't dress up or anything, but it was fun to walk around and eat good food and watch people fight,
Yeah.
throw rats from catapults, and it was a great time.
I always we went every single year because when I was growing up, we had the Ren Fest. It was like 30 minutes from our house, right? So it was like so close, and we would dress up, me and my mother, like every single year. So like I have the ears I wear when I dress up like Maraway. I have like 30 pair of those laying around somewhere because I just get new ears every time I'm there. They have these ones. It's bringing up World of Warcraft again. They're like the night elf ears where they're like this long. I want them so bad. Listen, Bobby has a thing for elves, and the bigger the ears, the bigger the swoon.
Make sure it's not windy that day.
Oh my good! I don't look. No, they have like a headband, like my horns. It's like a headband with these giant ears attached to it.
So I've never been to a Ren Fest. I would probably say the most medieval thing that I've done. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Maybe it's more of a Canadian thing. Anyways, it's called Medieval Times. It's
Yes,
literally
yeah,
medieval
yeah.
times.
And
I
that's
went
like
to one of those.
that's like the closest that I've ever been to like a Renfest kind of thing. Is that?
Medieval Times
I
has Renfest vibes. Yeah.
I adore medieval times. We have one, just 45 minutes from us here, and we go occasionally. And
Mm.
I think it's so much fun. But there's another dinner theater show if you're in Orlando that I would highly, highly recommend you go to. It's the Pirate Dinner Show. It's like a
Oh,
big
yeah, I've
stage
seen that.
show, right? It's like a musical stage show. And it is so fucking good.
Is that
10
where
out
you
of 10
went
would
to for your
recommend.
birthday?
Yes, yes,
I remember.
yes.
we got the
I did.
pictures.
Yeah, my husband was like, "Where do you want to go for your birthday?" And I was like, "I want to go to the Pirate Dinner Show." So that's where we went, and it was so great. It was so cool. I love it, and it was not my first time going. I knew what I was getting into.
Oh, I used to dream of doing my wedding at medieval times.
See, like medieval
Oh,
times for
shoot.
me was like 4 hours away. That was like the closest
Um,
thing that we had, and we don't do like I don't know where Renfest would happen in Ontario. I have no idea.
Oh, that's surprising. I figured Renfest were for everybody. I
I'm
don't
sure they are.
Right.
I just don't know where they're happening. I'm not on
know.
the.
Yeah.
I don't get the
there's
ravens.
this really really
Sure.
cool thing. It's called the Google, and it has
That's-
all of the answers
That's-
that you're looking for.
That's true. Like again, I guess it's just my lack of motivation then to go to one. I
So it would
suppose.
seem. No,
You only have yourself
Renfest
to
is one of
blame.
my favorite things. There was this every year we would go. There was this performer. His name was Axel the Sot, and he was just a drunk nautical limerick songwriter, and he was so funny every year. He recently retired. Good for him. He deserves to. But I will miss him so much. But we also had like Queen Elizabeth, so our Renfest was very Elizabethan, and our Queen Elizabeth was spot on. She was so good. Yeah, can we please get some people fighting for our honor? That would be great.
Oh my gosh.
So Robin, you brought it up earlier about when we were talking about like characters and stuff like that.
I did.
Has anyone else ever had a character die?
So many. So many.
She's
So
like
many.
all of them.
You got to switch
Listen.
DMs.
Okay.
Listen,
Here's
I'll be right
here's the
back.
thing. On the Star Wars game that we played, it was kind of a homebrew. They call it Reality Escape is what they named their game. They've been playing it forever. It is not difficult to die. So you have but it's so much fun. Like because you really worry about whether your character's going to make it or not. So you have to really think about what you do. And sometimes there's things that happen kind of out of your control. So it almost is a little bit more realistic that way. But like I said, I had that character because that was just kind of an ongoing campaign that we played for a long time that had varying stories. Like we'd kind of finish a story and start into another one. So like we could have called it finished and we just kept what we were doing and went on. But one of the things that we do that I absolutely love is that we have critical hit charts and critical miss charts, which is a lot of places where you can die. Now, there are things like lucky events that are kind of your Hail Marys and stuff. So like you can come back. But the critical hit chart, so you roll that 20. Then you get to roll that 20 again. And whatever number it is, they look on the critical hit chart, and that's what your extra thing is. So it may be like you chopped off one of their arms or one of their legs, and now they have disadvantage, or you skewered them and they take half damage. There's one that we like to call ultimate combo, and you literally just roll until you miss, and then you do that much damage. And that's your
What?
critical. Yeah. No, it's so much fun. It's
Crazy.
crazy.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing though, like I said, there's a critical miss chart. So if you roll that nat 1, you have to roll that 20 again. And they pick on the and then whatever you roll, they look on the chart. So it could be that you hit a friend instead of what you were aiming for.
Oh,
It
that's
could be that
interesting.
it could be that your weapon explodes and you take a certain amount of damage for that. Which that doesn't make as much sense in D&D, but when we're playing Star Wars and we have, you know,
Blasters
electro
and-
staves and blasters and lightsabers, if that explodes in your hand, you're going to take damage. So you can accidentally hit yourself. You can accidentally, you know, chop off your own arm with a lightsaber. So, you know, and you get proficient with your weapons as you go. So that doesn't happen as much, but you know, if you have already carried the battle, so to speak, and are low on hit points, and then one of your very hefty, strong partners critically misses and hits friend, and it rolls on you, that'll kill you.
Yeah. Oh my
And
gosh.
if you miss your lucky event after that, you're dead. You start rolling a new character.
There's no
So
force
it's,
heal to revive you. Just wave it off.
I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can do to try not to die, but which it's not terrible if you end up having a character you don't particularly love, and then you get to try something else. But yeah, I've been through a lot of characters.
I feel like a lot of the reason I haven't had any character deaths though is because I haven't got to play in a whole lot of campaigns. We were talking earlier about how we like kind of got into it, if we like consumed media or just jumped into it. So my first time playing D&D, it was me and my friend in culinary school, just us, and I think there was one other person. And she was going to DM. We didn't have any official books. We didn't have any official rules. So it was literally just us kind of rolling dice and kind of interpreting what we thought should happen. But the real fun part is we only had one D20 that we just kind of passed around to whoever we wanted. And that was my intro, right?
I love that.
And then many years later, after I'd left culinary school, I was kind of hanging out with my husband, and I'm like, hey, I really want to try to get into Dungeons and Dragons. If I like started running games, would you play in them? And so I got him and some of the people we lived with, and we all kind of, I literally didn't have any official material. I just did what I did the first time, which was make it all up as I go, right?
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun, and then we jumped into actual D&D after that campaign. And from there, we started with Witchlight, and we had so much fun. But for me, you know, I've only had, outside of like one shots for like an actual campaign, I've only had like 3 characters. So, you know, I haven't really had the wide array to get slaughtered. I feel like a lot of my characters are more, you know, because I'm a DM, are my NPCs.
Yeah.
Which I treat like characters, you know, they are my characters.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of my players have told me a lot that they love my NPCs, and I think a lot of it's because I treat them like characters versus just the side guy. Like, they all have their own goals, they have something they're after, they have tragic, traumatizing backstories, because I can't write anything without trauma, apparently. So yeah, I've had my Bard, I've had Fuddle, I've had Morroway, and I've had Eris.
Have you?
And out of those 4 characters, none have died.
As a DM, have you killed a character?
Mhm.
Let me tell you a story real quick. I do not like killing characters as a DM. I am a cinnamon roll. I will do a lot to try to keep my players alive. Like, if they fail all their death saves, if the story allows it, you know, maybe there's a devil make a deal and give you your life back in exchange for something. You know, so I am very much a wheeler and dealer when it comes to characters dying. However, I have killed characters for doing stupid shit. That is something I will kill stupid. And I will do it in very mean ways. I know one of my campaigns, they were going after a hag, and the reason I was so brutal is because this particular player was a DM who was running the game that we were currently playing, right? He just wanted to kind of play in it to have fun. So he knew what this hag was capable of, and he still
Yeah.
convinced the group to go in. And all but one of them was knocked unconscious very, very quickly. And so I let the player decide. I told her she could have all but one person back, and she had to decide who died.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
That was
gosh, that's
and
messed
I
up.
want to point out. I
Bobby.
feel like was that Immortal Ambitions? Was that you that I made choose? I feel like it was. I feel like that was Immortal Ambitions that I made choose who lived and who died. It might not have been,
That's
but I think it was. So I've killed a character that way, and yeah, so glad you did it, Bobby. You're welcome. And my crowning jewel at the moment, I recently had a campaign start, and it was with 4 people who had never played Dungeons and Dragons before, ever. Right? Super, super newbies, 4 of them. And I gave them just this mini, like, bandit camp to go fight, right? And after a succession of, like, 7 nat 1s in one combat, one of them went down, right? It happens. And they're rolling their death saving throws, and they're all, like, 4 and below.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so I was forced to kill a character on their first ever session.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
What
D&D,
the
baby.
hell?
Welcome to the world.
Yeah.
but
Wow.
it's like in the moment I felt really bad, but looking back on it, I'm like, you know what? That was really good. I'm glad I stuck to it because now they know. Because they wanted to play Curse of Strahd.
Oh,
You know, like you're not gonna get. This
They're
is
going-
what you're gonna get.
They're going through the House of Death for the first level.
Oh no, it wasn't House of Death.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No, but so I have killed characters. I don't like to. I will do everything I can to keep a character alive. You know, I've had one that I did do like a warlock patron, and she had to give up like 2 points of constitution to make this deal to come back to life. You know, I will wheel and deal, but yeah, I kill people. What of it?
Yeah, I kill people.
Come at me, D&D cops.
I don't like it, but I still will.
So
Yeah,
go ahead, go Jimmy.
I just haven't played a lot of D&D.
Mhm.
It's maybe my 4th character. So, and every campaign but one was shorter than this one. So,
Mm.
yeah, not a lot of opportunities.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
definitely-
I was gonna ask, how would people feel if something happened to one of our characters?
In
Would
this
you
campaign?
would you just throw everything off your table, just lose your mind?
So I've had talks with Kara about this.
Mhm.
Because Maraway is such a loved character. You know, and I've told her I feel like out of everyone, if someone needs to die, Maraway would be a good choice. Because he is so innocent, he is so loved, that I feel like it would really really drive, you know, an issue between everyone. So I've talked with her, and if Maraway will be devastated, I will be heartbroken, I will cry on camera. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Story has to be told.
I think if it's meaningful, if it furthers the story, if it makes sense,
Yeah.
absolutely. It sucks, but you do what you, like you said, you do what you do for the story, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went into it, you know, and we were talking, and you know, obviously we all had talks about like, what are you comfortable happening with your character, you know? And I told her up front, you know, I don't want like physical issues with Maraway. You know, I don't want losing an arm. I think what makes him an impactful character is how innocent he is, and I think his appearance is part of that. But I told her from the beginning, you know, with Sanctuary, because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I don't know if we're ever going to go back and save it. I don't know if it can be saved. If you have to give him a sad ending, I'm okay with that. You know, his whole story so far has been hiding the sadness. And if the revelation of his ending for the storyline is accepting the sad reality, so be it. You know, if we have a happy ending saving Sanctuary, awesome. If we don't, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'll
You know,
say Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I've not shied away from Morrowind going through trauma,
Yeah.
as many of you have seen so far.
That's an understatement. That's so funny.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't fight it if Seraphina were to die. But I think if we were all very, very honest with ourselves, the person who's most likely to die is Zada.
Yeah. He's gonna get himself killed, and it's not gonna be a big bad evil guy. It's gonna be a
It's just
six
gonna
sword. So,
Y'all,
yeah.
there's a quote, and I don't remember which episode it's from, and it may be one that I haven't actually posted the quotes from yet, but somebody said, "Is it really combat if Zada's not in mortal peril?" And we're all like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Or
Zod almost got
listen.
turned into a statue, man. He almost died.
That wasn't even the one that I thought it was going to happen on. It was the Squidtopus. I was like, oh my god, Royal is about to be rolling a new character. Holy shit, this is happening way earlier than I thought it was going to.
I think it would be a cool move if every single one of Royal's characters died in like 15 episodes in, and you just roll a new one. One that's just as badass going down with the ship.
We should get like a spinning wheel for him that just he spins it and that's the character he's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but Zada's
Villain
like
characters.
chaos is so good. Like it
Yeah.
just adds a layer that you can't predict. I love that. Like as a player and as as I've DM'd some, like I love chaos. I don't often play chaos characters, but I love it when it's there.
I don't.
I love it if it makes sense. Zada makes sense, but I've seen
Yeah.
people who can't play chaos appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can make
Yeah,
it
it's not-
toxic.
It's not chaos, it's just disruption.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to me
Chaos-
that's different.
Yeah, Zada has a method to his madness. There is a reason he does all his stupid shit, but he does it.
Wild Magic Sorcerer is my least favorite class in the game, without question.
So I should just do
Period.
Wild Magic Sorcerer next time.
I mean, if that's what you gotta do what you gotta do. I would never stifle someone's creativity, but I will give you a side eye every time you turn yourself into a fireball and hurt half the team.
Can I get the amulet that just makes it so wild magic goes off every time I cast a spell?
Now look, that's something you should talk to Kara about. If you're gonna do that, they did, who was it? It was either Critical Role or Dimension 20. They did this thing where every time they would roll, it would go up. So instead of being a nat 1 you have to roll, now it's a 1 or a 2. And then the next spell you do, it's a 1 through 3. And it just keeps going up until you hit it, and then it goes back down. Like it's building the magic inside of you. I think that's really cool.
I think that is really cool. Wild magic.
Fucking wild magic. Ugh.
Just turn into a
Ugh,
potted
yeah,
plant.
wild magic. Who does that?
Oh,
Ugh.
but back to the question, I'd be pretty bummed out if Eidos died. But I'm willing to let him die if it's a good death. Like if he dies to some poison and some random encounter, that would be a huge bummer. But if it was like a Game of Thrones style, like shocking death, I'd be okay with that. But I mean I don't want it to happen. I'm not going to actively seek the blade.
Yeah. I half expect Zada to die half the time, but that's how he goes. He rolls hard, man. He doesn't
He
give
does.
up.
That Squidtopus thing was pretty badass, I gotta admit.
I fully
Yeah.
expect Zada to die.
Yeah.
If Zada campaign, I will be fully shooketh.
He just
Like,
survives
fully.
the entire time.
Everybody
God.
dies but Zada.
Yeah.
If Morrowind dies and fucking Zada makes it to the end, I swear to God. Because I have played so safe. I have.
That's the problem, man.
Zada
You gotta live on the edge.
Zada
know.
will be the one that saves Sanctuary. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Look, I can't
Run
wait
in.
to see what happens with that.
Okay, Dane, what about you though?
I would be fine with Killian dying if he's able to do what he's set out to do. I'll kind of just leave it like that.
Aw.
Yeah.
Like if he happens to go afterwards, that's okay. It's kind of like police officer in the line of duty, kind of passing. It would be perfectly fine with Killian. It'd be a lot of unresolved things for him, and I know there's a lot of demon stuff going on right now. So I mean, I feel like
You gotta at least take care of that.
we clear that up a little bit, and then and we go from there. But if he goes out swinging, then that's fine with me.
I feel like Killian is really in the crosshairs right now, though, because we've got demons, we've got that hag somewhere in the area.
It's going.
Like, he's got a lot of shit that's all kind of happening very quickly.
Yes.
Mhm. And I don't know what's happening either.
I don't know anything.
Like, I don't know.
There's demons, and we let one out. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we may have let out a super evil
You know,
bad guy.
just one of the
maybe.
lords of the
Oops.
Inferno. Whoops.
Oops.
Oopsie poopsie.
Well, that's
The
kind
one
of the
from
messed up
Luton.
thing is like was sealed by a devil, so we're like, obviously we gotta do this, and it's like, oh no, he was actually keeping in the bad stuff. You're like, wait, what?
For me, it's like this order that's constantly watching to make sure he doesn't break free, and then we just stumble upon it. Like, what
Yeah.
were these people doing? They're not
It's-
very good at their job.
It's like they had
Well-
a whole temple of illusions set up, and we just had something that could just walk right through it.
Just all of it.
That everybody wanted to kill.
Yeah, there was a second there.
Hardcore. I wanted it. I wanted her dead. I'm glad we didn't,
Same.
but
It worked
I
out,
just-
but
I just watched the episode that I was not here for. And I love how first it's all everybody wants to kill Darkdown. She sucks. We hate her. She's terrible. And then, oh, we have to make sure that Yurika is okay. We have to make
Somebody-
sure she gets a choice. We have to make sure that she's thought about. I was like, really, y'all?
somebody give
She's-
Yuriko a pillow.
Yeah, and she's literally like, I can still feel dark down inside of me. And you're like, and we love you. We want to keep you.
That's
I
the
was
part
like,
Seraphina likes about her, the dark down part.
flip floppy, y'all.
listen,
Zara.
my viewpoint of Darkdown has always been flip floppy because Bobby fucking hates Darkdown, but Mara it loves Darkdown, and it's so frustrating to not be able to fight the actual point I want to fight in the campaign. I'm partially getting so sick of being the goody of the group.
Ados is just petty. He didn't like the one big eyeball. Freaked him out. It's too much.
Weird, it's
I mean,
creepy.
Too big.
Part of me didn't want her to get healed or like back into Yurika just because I loved the way that Kara played her.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to keep hearing her in that creepy voice.
Man, yeah,
It's like,
Kara's
this is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this.
Kara's got that creepiness on lock. She nailed it every time, yeah.
Yes, it was perfect.
So
One of my
on
favorite
that,
interviews.
with y'all playing D&D, do y'all ever do character voices? Is that something any of y'all dabble with?
Yes,
Yes.
very much so.
Try to now. So this is like my first time actually doing RP. I just did something easy for Zada. Maybe my next character I will.
Oh,
So-
you're cutting out.
We lost
Next
you.
time you will.
Mike in the mouth.
Stop
In
talking
the
about,
mouth.
No,
talking
I
about
don't know.
submarines.
Yeah, submarines. No, I haven't really done any type of. I just did Zada with a deeper voice, but I can do voices. I just don't feel comfortable doing it a lot. So maybe next character I'll be a more different, more unique.
Yeah.
I mean, like, can we put you on the spot for like a
Ooh.
test? You can
Give us
absolutely say
give us
no.
a sample.
I want a sampler. What
I
kind
want to
of-
hear everyone's different character voices.
Oh god. The only ones I can do like on command without like having to like mess around is I can do a Stitch and I can do Gurgi. That's it. Like
Who's
those are the
Gurgi?
ones I can do. Gurgi from
Who's
Cauldron.
Gurgi?
the
What's
Black
wrong
Cauldron.
with you?
Who's Cauldron?
Black Cauldron?
I don't know what that
Why?
is.
The
You
Black
know,
Cauldron,
Black
it was
Cauldron?
like
You have homework.
I don't know. I hate homework.
Oh no.
Just watching a movie. It's Gurgi. He's like a little. I don't even
It's
know
one
what
of
he would
the
be.
it's one of the super old Disney movies that was
So-
real
That should
weird.
not have been
Oh.
Disney
And
at
It
all.
was so dark. Literally,
So
it's
dark.
like death incarnate is the main, like Satan. Death is
Yeah.
the main villain of the movie.
And this is Disney?
Guys,
Yes.
do you know how
Very,
many?
very
Do you know
old
how much
Disney.
death there is in Disney movies? Everyone
Oh, yeah,
dies all the
there's
time
tons.
in Disney
Everybody
movies.
Yeah,
The
there's a
parents,
lot,
just
but
the
this one-
parents.
Just the parent.
You know,
Yes, exactly.
This one actually
I'm-
talks about like war though, and like
Mhm.
this guy murdered entire
there's-
kingdoms.
Yeah,
Oh my
there's like a
gosh.
slippery
Yep.
pig and this little like weird furry thing, and
Yeah, Skurgy.
yeah,
You know,
Super
maybe-
fever dream.
Maybe I've seen this and I just don't remember it because,
you
but the-
blocked it out to save your brain.
well, I'm just thinking that if Royal did the voice, then it might, like, kick it into action.
Ooh,
You know?
It might
Like
unlock
it's like a locked
that.
memory. Yeah, yeah.
Do you need us to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
voices
yeah.
before, so you can be more comfortable? I can do voices for you.
I know you can do voices. You do all the
Hey.
voices. It's just me doing it. I just get self-conscious.
I could give you some Caterwall.
Oh,
I can
God.
do all kinds.
Back when I was a little goblin, she would talk like this, and then she would sing for everyone. She was a really awful character, but she was so much fun. Caterwall is one of my favorite NPCs I've ever played. Excellent
Voice her
character.
After like a few hours of that.
Not
Yeah.
really. It's actually pretty easy to do.
You need some lozenges for sure. your microphone is also freaking out. It's like, oh my god, what is this?
What the fuck? And then occasionally, sometimes whenever I run the Curse of Strahd, I have to do a little bit of the Barovian accent. So I do that one occasionally. I don't know. My pomp is noble, though. It's hard for me to get into without just, like, being in it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like so much of it was just assholery. So it's like if I'm not being an asshole,
On its own.
attitude.
you know, it's just, it was very, very just, very, very pompous, very arrogant, very full of himself.
Was it
But
like
fun.
was it like a high class British voice?
It was kind of a bit of a high class British thing, but not something that a commoner like you would be quite familiar with, I'm sure.
Damn.
Nice. Had to get into the asshole mode to get it.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
good.
sometimes you just kind of slip into it, and the rest of it is history.
It sounds like you're bored with every single conversation
Yeah.
you're in.
I mean, do you see the company that I am cursed to travel with at this point? I mean, the monotony is quite insufferable.
That's great.
He was such a fun character. Because I got to be an asshole. I never get to be an asshole.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's nice living out.
While Royal is building up to that, who else? I want to hear more character voices. I'm loving this.
Yes.
I'm
Do
not-
tell us more about your character voices.
I'm not
Give
very
us
I'm not
more.
very I'm not very good at it. I try to make Eidos just like a snootier version of my own voice, but that's as
Yeah.
far as I can go. My problem is I'm not ever locked into the voice, so I can't like slip back and like, oh shit, I'm doing a voice, and then slip back, and I have to keep reminding myself. But I've never played a full on heavy voice before. Maybe I'll do it with the next one. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard. Like even Zada, I will just do the same thing. It's like I have his voice, and then I'm just like go back to just being me, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Zada is actually not sounding like that at all. Let me just switch back into that deeper voice. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Can do.
Come on,
like I
you
said,
can do it.
It's
We
just-
believe in you.
it's so
I
know
believe
can
in
do it.
you.
It's
You can do
embarrassing.
this.
We're
It's
all-
just embarrassing, man.
It's not.
There you go.
No, this is a D&D campaign that we do for fun to be nerds with. There's no
Yeah.
embarrassing. We're all friends.
Yeah, I know. It's just getting over my own mindset. But like,
I mean-
so for like Stitch is Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten.
It
Do that.
was good.
It was good.
Royal just
then-
sprouts ears all of a sudden.
There you go.
Like 6 arms.
Now here's the trick,
Like, oh,
Royal.
he's been stitched the whole time.
Can you use the Stitch voice and say like a completely different sentence not from the movie? That's
Yeah,
I can
that's
do that whenever I want. Just I can do it. Whatever.
perfect. You just use that phrase as like your anchor line whenever you start falling out of it. You're just like,
I mean,
Ohana
it's
means
just,
family.
Ohana means family.
It's like your red leather, yellow leather, but just for getting into the Stitch voice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just Gurgi and Stitch are pretty close to the same kind of a thing that you have to do, and then you can just Gurgi is just mutzels and crunches gotta be around here somewhere.
That's
I know if-
I love that.
I don't know if it's close, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, it's mutzels and crunches.
Love it.
What about you,
What
Melanie?
about you, Dane? Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to Dane, but
Melanie
Okay.
can go first.
I don't have any voices. I can't. I need some voice lessons. So I guess I need like maybe we should have an int mod pod of just me and Bobby, him trying to teach me voices.
oh, me and Kara had talked a lot, and I think we talked about this on our last Int mod pod that we did together about doing a charisma mod pod and like talking about the actual like improv part of it, the like how
I
we do
need
our
those.
how we do our voices,
Yeah.
like, that kind of thing. So I think once Int mod pod, it's kind of going and I'm a bit more comfortable with the recording schedule, I might do something like that.
You should have me on because I have
I will.
none of those skills.
Embarrass you a little bit on stream about
Yeah.
your
Yes, you should. You should.
when we first were doing our auditioning for the stream, Melanie's first character, well, she played Seraphina still, but she had a southern accent.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't. It was like a Georgia peach. So it was the
Yeah, I was trying to be a
old
Southern
Southern.
belle.
It was the
Can we-
Southern belle.
It
Can we
was
get a taste
very
of it?
can we
No.
Royal did his Stitch. It was spot on, and everybody gathered around him.
I will do a southern accent with you. You are in pleasant company, my dear.
Well,
Oh my gosh, will you teach me how?
I sure
I want
can.
you
I
to
mean,
teach me how. Okay.
I can teach you like Tennessee Southern. What I
Okay.
really want is to be able to do Georgia Southern. I love the Georgia accent.
Okay. If
Oh, you want me to
teach
teach you right now?
Yeah. Mhm. Or we can wait for our charisma.
Yeah, we'll do that on stream. We will work on accents together, and I'll teach you how I get mine. Even though I really don't think a lot of mine are super great, so I'm not like the authority on doing accents. I do.
But I will not practice, and you'll just have me fresh. And then we'll...
Excellent. But no, so what I like when we first met Melanie, she was doing the southern accent, and we literally had to have this super awkward moment being like, hey, how attached are you to the accent?
Yeah. That's how bad it was. See, I need help.
It was really bad.
help.
I loved it, but it was
Cool that you
bad.
came in with it, though. That's
Yeah,
cool that you came in with it, though.
I was very vulnerable.
you were.
And we just
Yeah,
shut it. And we shut it down.
Shut it down.
And now it'll never be opened again.
Play it safer. Don't play it all.
And like I remember our first audition that we did. I believe the first one was like me, Dane, Robin, and there were two other people that ended up not making it onto the stream. And I just immediately went into Marway's accent. I don't think I warned anyone. I didn't tell anyone I was going to do it. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. If they like it, they like it. If they're like, hey, that was really awful, then they'll tell me.
Yeah. All right.
Dane, do you do any character voices?
We know you do because you DM as well, which means
I
you probably have NPC
do.
voices.
I do had to voices sometimes. It really just depends, and also I have a nice little cheat button too. Let me just see if this will work
Ooh,
real
turn it
fast.
on.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
Oh, boy.
He was actually going to use this for Killian
Yes,
for a second.
forestry.
Yeah.
We couldn't stop reacting to it.
You.
I was going to use a
We-
voice for
I
Killian.
did do faces.
We scared him. Yeah.
We would have got over it, but it
I
was
know, but it just was
surprise.
not. It just wasn't. It was too much to switch between. That was all.
While he's getting that set up, I had recently gotten the chance to do a voice that I really wanted to do for a long time. So one of my players wanted to be married to a pixie, right? And so in the first couple areas, I was going to have them go meet her mother. And the only thing I could think of is Friend Treasure and her mother.
That's such a good. I love that voice. Yes.
The Pixies talked like this, and they were that Boston kind of accent, and they always did their hands and their hair, and it was so much fun. I don't remember her name at the top of my head, but she was always rubbing the mud on her face because they told her it would make her younger and more beautiful. If you were in that campaign and you remember that character's name, let me know because she was so much fun to play.
See, but you could also do a little pixie voice like this.
Oh my
That's
god!
great. Worth every
Love
penny.
it.
I need that.
Yeah, you just had to wait it out until it loads up, and then the voice can come through.
Yeah.
Her name was Azareth. I remember now.
So you just change it up a little bit with some
What was
cheating
the
tools.
specific one? What was the specific one you were gonna do for Killian though? Give us a sample.
Oh
like a
yeah,
less-
hold on.
Less demonic version of that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my that was like my
You're
deep
so
like demon troll kind of voice. The other one was like my Nomi voice because I can't really do a high pitched accent for too long.
You just gotta work on it a little bit.
Just gotta do this. La 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 la.
We represent the lollipop girl, the lollipop girl.
I don't know if it was something more like this one though.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
that's pretty close.
Might have been this one, which was a little bit more bassier.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Every time he would whip that
Awesome.
out during playtesting, we were all deceased.
Giggles.
We
We
could
were.
not control ourselves.
Which is
We
why I had to stop.
Yeah.
Which is why I had to
We giggled
stop.
like middle schoolers when somebody said boobies. I mean, it was that bad.
Well, yeah, it wasn't even like just a little bit of giggling. It took us completely out for a solid 2 minutes every single time.
Yeah. And like just switching between the two would be like too much because then I want to say stuff in my regular voice. It's like out of context.
See-
Killian.
You just keep the voice on the entire time. That's the trick.
Yeah. That would have been it. So I like to use that for like certain characters. Like I have one that's like more like demonic-y that has like echo like kind of in the background when you speak. It's pretty cool. But aside from that, I just kind of do like random stuff, like I'll do the old Cockney accent when I played my character, did I? Stuff like that. I like, like old men characters. Oh, hello, it's my old man here. Oh, my
Doing
bones
old men
hurt.
is quite the fun thing to do.
That's
Oh, the
right.
old man where you're like,
Old men, they're so much fun, and you get to be senile as hell.
It's wonderful.
what you say, hey? What you doing over there? What?
What do you say, you old whippersnapper?
What you doing over there? Get the fuck out my way!
Over there, down yonder, down towards the creek.
Yeah.
What you got to get down, understand here is you got to get down over there and see what you got to see. You know what I mean? That's what you do.
Royal's version of the old man accent is like feels like the Cracker Barrel worst nightmare customer.
Royal, if your season 2 character is not an old man with that accent, I'm going to riot.
So what I did is I pulled out my sword and I was like, ah! And then my back went out. Oh!
That's good.
Is anyone thinking about doing accents for season 2?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd have to workshop it a bit, yeah.
After I'm on my charisma mod pod.
Yeah, you'll see later.
Well, I can already tell you my season 2 character is going to have the southern accent. So we are going to be doing that. So it's going to be really fun to get back to my roots. I'm hoping I can adopt a little bit more of the Georgia kind of side of it because it's a little bit more sing-songy than what the Tennessee is. But we'll see.
Now,
Well,
the
see, with
question
the
is,
Georgia accent, you just gotta take your stuff and make it a little bit longer.
Oh my,
Yes,
my
you
sweet
have
little
to
Georgia
my.
peach.
Yes, you gotta make them into A's,
Oh.
and you gotta just let your syllables just go for a little bit longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Claire.
Look, I played like a Southern Belle in did we talk about this on the podcast or was this before the podcast that we just recorded?
I think you were talking about it.
I feel like
I don't know if you were
the
talking about it
Inquisitor,
beforehand.
the Inquisitive Rogue.
Oh,
Anyhow, I
maybe.
played this Inquisitive Rogue, and she was like a Southern belle who would go around the town and she would gather up all the gossip, but it wasn't
Oh,
gossip,
yeah.
of course. She would invite them over to her porch for a prayer circle. And that's, because that's how a good Southern lady gossips, She brings all of her friends around, and then I don't know if you've heard, but
Well, you've
while
got to
Mr.
stop.
Jacobs has been away, I've heard that Miss Jacobs has been having frequent nightly visits from their gardener. I don't know about that, but I think we should pray for her. And
Well,
that's how
you've
you
got to
spread
start
gossip in the
every
South.
single one of
Mhm.
those with, bless her heart, I love her, but did you hear?
Did you hear? Listen, I would never gossip, but she needs prayer. And then they ask, well, what about? Well, let me tell you. And then that's how you get your prayer, all while sipping tea, of course.
Maybe for the next
Mhm.
one shot we do, we're all 6 Southern Belles, and
No.
we're just
So,
navigating a tense social situation.
I'm going to be a cleric, but I'm going to do the
Okay.
cleric
My life.
that
Let's do it.
does the preacher. So I could be, let me tell you about the Lord Savior Lathander. He gonna
Oh, tell
come to
me.
you, tell you about it. Let me tell
Testify.
you about Lathander. Testify.
Mm.
Well,
But gosh,
Lathander.
if we're all
I'm
in
gonna
the
pull my
South,
fan
then
out.
where's our northern accents gonna be?
Oh
What's
yeah.
that? Are we going to do Northern next?
I can't do
Gosh,
northern.
Jeremy, if we're all in the South, then where's all our Midwestern and our northern accents gonna
Oh,
be?
yeah.
That's no
I mean,
good. Oh
honestly,
yeah,
I
I
don't-
just
Oh,
can't
yeah.
believe it. Oh
This
yeah.
specific accent is absolutely obliterating me.
I mean, gosh darn, I'm not going to tell you that my sister and I do this one all the time because it's just funny to us, so we do it a lot.
Oh
Last
yeah,
time
don't you know?
Love it.
Yeah, last time I
Oh,
went to a
golly, don't you know?
Piggly Wiggly and a kobold stole all my curds.
Oh, we
All
love
right.
the old Hoggly Woggly. We go there all the time.
I love it. All right. I know we have to play ads, guys, so we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna put down the thing. We got to do our ads, and then let us actually go to
Well,
the bathroom.
At this point, I think we're hitting around. For tea time, normally we're only here for about an hour. We've been here for about 2 hours. So is
wanna
this the
call it?
time that we would like to sign off, or do we want to keep going with this?
You guys,
It's completely up to you all. I mean, I can do whatever you want. I ain't got nowhere else to be. I had my nails done the other day, and let me tell you, we sat there for a solid 4 hours. They had so much good information to talk about.
A solid 4 hours?
A
Good
solid 4
gravy.
hours.
You need a new
Listen.
nail manicurist because that's
Listen.
just too long. That's just too
Listen,
long.
I went, I did it, and then I looked at it, and my nail was a little crooked. So, of course, I had to tell her. I was like, did my finger look like this? I don't think it did. But let me tell you, she decided to try to put up a fight, and I got my nails done by the owner free of charge.
Oh, no, honey. They just corrected that for you. You were already crooked. We all know that. It's fine.
Listen here, nobody talks to Fontina Lee like that, okay? So I'm gonna need you to pack it up, get that busted hair that you got done, and turn it around. Go fix yourself before you get into trouble.
before you wreck yourself.
How did we get on this?
I don't know.
I'll be honest. If we take a break now, it's only going downhill from after that.
Yeah, it's more of this, which is not the worst thing, but
Well, we'll take a break and then we'll decide. We don't have to do it.
okay.
All right, well, I'll see
everybody,
y'all.
Everybody enjoy this Taco Bell commercial. We're going to talk about whether or
Yeah.
not we wanted to talk for another hour about accents.
Yeah,
And
so
just
everyone come back here. We're going to be here in 5 past the hour. Make sure you're here, because if you're not, we're going to know about it. And my cousin Vinny, he's going to come down and he's going to find you for not supporting us.
Nobody likes his cousin Vinny.
I don't even like my cousin Vinny, but let me tell you something. He knows how to blow a tire. Sticks the knife right in there, pops
Oh,
it
okay.
real good.
I was like, this guy's filling tires with his mouth? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, he runs his mouth enough, he probably could.
But that was pretty slick.
Right.
All right, we'll be right back.
I will see you shortly, maybe, possibly.
Maybe, possibly, if we feel like it, whatever.
Possibly, maybe.
What?
We back.
We're still here.
We're still
Hello,
here.
hello.
Oh my gosh! And
F-Hound, Franklin Hound.
It's
F-Hound is here.
Hound.
Welcome, Franklin Hound. We're glad to have you.
You casted us and we have appeared.
He conjured
guess
folk
so.
and
What is this powerful
Okay.
music?
Conjured folk, heavy on the L of folk.
Heavy on the L.
no, there is no L.
Folk.
You do not. The L is silent.
Folk.
Folk.
I don't give a fuck about what you think.
So, F-Hound, what you've missed so far, we are not running our usual campaign today, but you did miss us all doing some of the worst accents you've ever heard in your life. But here we are.
True.
And we're
True.
definitely playing next week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go
Yes.
go back up the next time, and I swear we're doing D&D.
We play that game.
It'd be funny if every time you showed up, we were just doing something besides D&D.
Right.
Has
I
that
mean, if
been
he
the-
shows up on Wednesday, that'll be tea time, so he'll be stuck with me and Robin, I hope.
Yeah.
Come back Wednesday for
Robin,
us.
maybe.
Accurate.
Robin, maybe. Hashtag.
Possibly. So, Dane, you had a topic for us to kind of close out our show. What
Yeah.
was it?
So we kind of were talking about our characters. I feel haven't had that much opportunity. Some of us have had more opportunity than others, I should say, to really kind of delve into the relationship building amongst our party here. So I wanted to kind of pose the question to people, as I believe for some the next session or two, we might involve a little bit of travel, so a little bit of being on the road, which gives us plenty of time to role play, whether it's around the campfire or while we're walking. So what I was curious about is we'll go around the screen here and say, who is someone that your character wants to have maybe to learn a little bit more about as your own character? As an example, who would Killian want to learn a little bit more about? And I'll just kind of go first. So I think Killian probably has two that he wants to learn a little bit more so about, and that's Bula and Seraphina. I feel like, Killian just makes fun of Seraphina a whole bunch, but I think he wants to see what's underneath the princess motif over there, and get to know her. I was gonna say that, but then I didn't.
I can sense it coming.
I know.
Spoiler
I
alert,
course
it's a-
corrected. I course corrected myself. Keep it
Spoiler
politically
alert,
correct.
It's an egg.
Yes, and there's an egg. No, now there's a dragon under there.
There's a dragon under there.
And same with Bula's character. I don't think Killy knows too much about Bula, but I think Bula is almost as much of a mystery as Killian is. Maybe that's just me. But those are the two that I kind of want to have Killian learn a little bit more about. I feel like he's kind of had his moments with everyone else, the fellas, so to speak, and it's time to learn a little bit more about the rest of our party here. So how we follow, JP? Which way are we going? We go clockwise still.
Clockwise.
All right,
Clockwise is the right ways.
Then you're up.
Okay. I will take this turn to maintain the clockwise right ways. I think for Eidos it would probably have to be Maraway, right? And it's because of that moment that we share on the boat, well, that Eidos shared unbeknownst to Maraway. Marway. Jesus Christ. It's happening again.
Mario.
It's a meme. Marway.
No. When Eidos heard Marway speaking in Sylvan to his familiars, very earnestly about a place that Eidos had no clue about, and I think that would have intrigued him quite a bit. And probably Bula as well, because I feel like Bula is the only person that he hasn't had like a moment with, right? She seems like a cool ass orc. So yeah, that would probably be my first and second, I think. I've had enough of Serafina.
I'm tired of you.
It's all right, champ. She's had enough of you too.
Oh,
Don't call me that. Robin, that's you.
Robin, you are up.
That's me. You know, Bula kind of does her own thing, honestly. She doesn't necessarily want to ask questions because she doesn't necessarily want to answer questions. She knows what she needs to know about Marway. And everyone else, she observes. She watches them. So she's always kind of learning about people and whether or not she trusts them by what they do, not necessarily by what they say. So she's just watching all y'all all the time, just so you know.
Judging all of us.
Judging you real hard.
Bold answer. I like it.
She wants to continue to see what all of you are doing and how you handle things, and she's going to watch you while she eats a turkey leg. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There is that.
We'll see who makes it to the cool kid Bula Club.
She is an
Just me.
observer.
No more
Y'all
room
can't
at the
break the
table.
Bula wall.
Who's Bula's number 2 besides Maraway?
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
don't you want to know?
I do. That's why I asked.
It's Huthamar.
He said that's why I asked.
All of the familiars underneath.
All of the familiars in then, y'all.
I mean, I will say that she has trusted Marway's safety to one or two people so far, which is a big
Mostly
deal.
one of you.
Mostly one of you.
And one of us was just there.
So there is that. She's an observer, but she does take notes even when you think she is not.
Trey intrigue. All right, Melanie.
Yes. Yeah, I guess I'll go next. I would say, kind of like Killian's answer, I will also say Bula. I feel like Seraphine and Bula have had like little moments, but I feel like they haven't had like deeper moments. She had a very embarrassing moment at the dress shop, with Bula.
We had a moment where Seraphina was throwing clothes at her.
Yeah. So I do feel like Seraphina would like to connect with Bula. And I feel like the other person that Seraphina hasn't really connected with as much is Killian. But I will say that I'm not sure Seraphina wants to connect with Killian because Killian's been really rude and mean.
Kind of a bully.
So I'm not interested.
You missed again. In case you didn't know.
I think for Maroe, it's difficult to nail down just one because I feel like he is a very social butterfly, like wants to be best friends with everyone.
Yeah.
So because I think right now with Serafina, he has a very like surface level friendship with her. They're
Yeah.
neither one of them are very deep in each other's business, but they have fun together.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously him and Bula are inseparable. Him and Killian at this moment, I think he really looks up to Killian
Very
after
big
hearing
brother
about
energy.
yeah, very big brother energy. He really looks up to him as like a pillar of strength to kind of maybe emulate one day. But I think his relationship with Zada has kind of fractured away from what it used to be very recently. But I think Eidos is probably who he is trying to connect with the most because he's the only one he hasn't at least had a connection with previously. And his mama always told him that, strangers are just friends you haven't met yet. So, he knows that Eidos is his friend, just not yet. So I think he's trying to bridge that gap and make it to where it's not a not yet thing, it's a we are friends.
I like that. And I feel like we've had a couple of moments where Eidos has kind of held you back by your forehead as you try to advance with that friendship. And so that's great.
Marway's over here with a chisel ready to break that wall down slowly. I mean, you're already wearing one of his mother's flowers, so.
True.
Am I last now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's on what I connect with? Probably after what just happened with your place being taken down, Maroe, he'd probably want to talk to about that because he'll be all like, "You want to get vengeance? I'm an avatar of vengeance, buddy. You want to go?" So he'll probably.
Well, I will remind that Zada doesn't know about that.
I thought you guys had a
said
conversation about it.
You came up because it came up about we had it. You talked.
Oh,
about
it might have been
how to
lightly.
Yeah, lightly. So
Okay.
he's like, "Hey, bud, what do you mean your place got taken over? Something I can do to help you?" And you're like, and she's really strong, and he's like, "Really strong opponent I have to defeat." Oh man, that sounds rough.
You don't say.
But you don't say. Other than that, I feel like he's got a pretty good beat on everybody. He doesn't like it. Bula is just kind of like a mutual respect with each other. I feel like that's kind of like how it goes. Like, I know she's really good at combat. She's really good at she does what Bula wants, and he can respect that. So I think everybody else he's pretty good with connecting. About Maroe, it just really depends on if anybody else brings something up, because he's gonna still take Eidos and Serafina under his wing and try to teach them how to fight, and then Killian's kind of like his compass of am I doing things wrong? Should I kind of hold back? And he's trying to get that kind of feel from him because he's trying real hard.
More naked fighting.
More naked fighting.
Yes.
More naked
Yeah,
fighting.
I second that.
Just for the fan art. We got to get some fan art opportunities. Yeah.
Gonna be sunrise at a creek somewhere. We're just gonna be scrubbing up, and then it's like Zada just throws me a sword, and then we just start fighting.
Is it a suplex or an embrace? We'll
Oh.
never know.
It's a struggle snuggle.
Struggles. I've never heard that before. That's awesome. It's a fun, stupid game that we're playing.
It
I love it. Yeah.
While balancing on a log.
I'll have no
Ooh,
problems
we
with that.
Definitely need the fan art for that.
Yes.
For some reason, that gives me dirty dancing energy.
Yes.
Yeah. When he's like,
Because yes.
yeah, I'm all for that.
God.
Zada will just transform into one of the elements so he can just do it. And he's just like, hey, blazing fire.
Oh, you think you're going to be the base?
Flying lion.
Soon.
Soon.
One day.
A couple years from now.
One day. Yeah, a couple of years from now, he'll be able to do it. He'll be fine. I'll just get.
I'm so excited. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, or I could just get the boots, the winged boots, so I can do it for now.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say I'm so excited for like 6 months from now when we're all like level 8 and 9 and our characters have like fully come into like what our ideas for making them are.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be
very
really
excited for that.
cool.
Oh my gosh, like when we did during our auditions, when we did the level 10 one shots, and we had to try to make up like, hey, we're at this high level, how the heck did we get here? We don't know.
Yeah.
But we had all the things. And then the very next one shot, or when we started the campaign, it was like, oh, never mind, you're level 1 again. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Nothing. I forgot I don't have that stuff anymore because we're not actually level 10.
Do y'all remember how absolutely ridiculous Morroway's level 10 one shot was?
Oh my gosh, yes.
It was like 3 levels of Wildfire Druid, 3 levels of Drake Warden, and then like 3 levels of Peace Cleric, I believe. Something along those lines. It was insane. It was really fun, but it was not going to be something that was viable until that level. So we had to hard pivot on that one.
And Bula was just a straight level 10 barbarian berserker. So we're hitting like on D20s and crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, as the story has progressed, what I've started like in terms of building out Killian, where I thought like what I thought I was gonna do kind of going forward with the story has like changed over time based on just interactions that I've had with people, in the party and how things have been kind of going. So I definitely am interested in seeing how it just kind of continues on into the next few months. I think that would be pretty cool.
But see,
That'd be pretty cool.
That's good role play.
Mhm.
Being flexible, knowing your character's backstory and knowing where you kind of want your character to be. But being flexible enough to change that as they go along and meet people and have different encounters that you weren't expecting to have. That's good role play. Evolving with the story instead of just evolving the character that you first envisioned.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just good-
I
good-
agree.
good storytelling, letting the story change the character rather than the character change the story.
Absolutely.
how they grow. Yeah.
That's how you
I-
make a good story.
Yeah, I think that's one bonus about being like a more chaotic character is like that's what you have to really go off of your character's development, because you're like, for me it's like Kara's like, this is kind of what I want, and I'm like, take the whatever else you want to go with, but I'm like, Zada is very much going to be influenced by everything around and then just reacts to the situations as it goes, and he just goes, yep, this is how it reacts, yep, this is how it reacts. That's how I just do with Go Zada. Is just like, I don't want to really overthink too much of what he is thinking, except for like obviously with the last episode with his little speech about his goddess. I had to really think about that one, but otherwise it's mostly just however I feel at the time, and that's how Zada's feeling. It's like, how does Zada feel about it? This is how you feel. Okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way to
See,
be.
I felt very blessed in that I was able to create a character that was very naive to the world we were in. So a lot of what, I anticipated, continuously works, because I don't know a lot about the world. Marway doesn't know anything about this shit. So I think it's been really fun to kind of learn things that I didn't think he would be learning this early. #Red Light District.
You had a good time.
Also, I love how
was
nobody
something.
actually had to explain that to him. So when I was here, he's asking detailed questions. I'm not here for 1 week, and he's like, oh, it's fine. Nobody has to explain things to me. Really? Come on.
Well, no, I mean, no, because when you were here, it was like, what is a sex worker? Like, I don't understand that. But people just playing instruments naked, that's literally just the Feywild.
That's true. That's true.
That's like totally normal. I mean, Morrowind actively stripped naked in front of y'all while shopping because nudity really doesn't mean anything.
That's true.
So I mean, that aspect of it was very much like, you know, it is what it is. It was just the specific wording of sex worker, and he's like, what is that?
Although I would have really loved to see Bobby test his acting skills by explaining to himself what sex is.
Explain to
No, I don't think
Bula.
Bula was going to. I think it would have been a very like birds and bees rather than, you know, the dig, you know.
Yeah, I would pay to see that too.
He's so innocent in certain things. He's been through so much. He's been traumatized and he's jaded in certain ways, but there's other ways that he is like a newborn little lamb, and I'm not going to be the one to crush that.
He's been traumatized by death and all this stuff, but he hasn't had that awkward first time.
That's
The
its
thing
own
is-
trauma, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zara
and
would-
if you like something I tried to really play out, especially during the Seraphina flirting with Coolguard, is the fact that Marway's never been attracted to anyone. Like he's never like felt sexually about anyone yet. You know, he's still at that stage where he's got to go through fake puberty.
It's fake puberty.
It's interesting you say yes,
This is
because
what-
I thought it was going to be like the whole thing.
Yeah, but
Does-
also to him, love is still beautiful, and love is still kind and wonderful, and that's what we're gonna let it be for as long as we can let it be.
Does
So yes, I
Maraway-
did take 10 minutes to explain sex workers and not say a darn thing at all. And I
Does-
don't feel bad about it.
Does Maraway's legs just get like more fuller of hair during Fae puberty?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I have yet to go through fake puberty, so I'm sure at some point we will find out. But no, I mean, I don't even think like even going through the puberty, I don't think Marway is going to be a very hairy guy, except for his legs. You know, you look at a lot of satyrs, most of them don't have a whole lot of hair other places, so I don't think there'll be that much of a physical change for him. You know, he might have, you know, the little bit of the voice changing, but
We hear, oh,
Starts
look at that pretty animal, to, oh, look at that pretty animal. Like,
look at that
there
pretty
it is.
animal. Isn't it cute?
oh no, it's begun.
oh no, y'all, fake puberty, I'm not ready.
God,
Yeah,
that's
it's
I almost imagine all Fae during Fae puberty take one level of wild magic sorcerer, and that's just them for the next 3 years.
I was gonna say Zara would have explained things to Marway a long time ago, but he's like, Nabula doesn't want that, so he's like, just let her do with that. That's why he's like, that's a Bula question. Don't ask me.
Ados
He
will,
wants him to
Ados will
stay
explain it
here
all.
where
Yeah.
he can.
Ados will break out the textbooks. There you go.
Diagram.
It's all street smarts here.
I feel like a lot of that really wouldn't even hold bearing on Marway, even if you scientifically explained it, because that's not how he was created. You know, he was created by magic. You know, so for him, it's like, oh, that's what humans do, or you know what I mean? Like that's what material realm people do, not necessarily something like, oh, that's what I will do one day.
Yeah, that's the part that threw me in how to explain it to you, was that when Chiffon asked you, you know, how were you made, or whoever asked
Who my
you,
father was,
well, just like
and
how
I
you were
said that I didn't
made,
have one since
and-
I was made.
yeah, and you were made, and I was just like, well, that makes this a lot harder to explain. Dang it.
I mean, that's what all mothers do. You know, they make children with magic.
Right.
Changes the conversation for sure. It's like, well, when aliens gleep glorp each other,
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe
there's a
Killian
beep
should
boop and
explain.
Huh?
I would love to hear
Yeah,
Killian's
yeah.
explanation.
Yeah, with his
I-
romance novels.
As a player, what I envision as the perfect scenario is Seraphina and Killian together, almost like big sister, big brother, trying to explain this.
Mom and Dad. Good.
Also,
my name was not
It's
in
like a
that.
whiteboard.
Also, I just like a very meta thing that humors me is it's always like Killian is older brother, but like Mario is older than all of you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You're basically Nanakai or Red 13. You're 46, but you're really only 13 years old.
Actually, I think I'm 72.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how old he is. I think he's in his 70s though. I know that much.
You mature slower.
Very slow.
Just slow. Slow.
Feywild
Yeah,
aging.
because I think satyrs will live to be about 750.
Wow.
He's just a wee
Jeez
lad.
Louise.
So he's got a long way to go.
So you're a baby.
Oh, you're gonna have to deal with that whole trauma of everybody's dead except for you.
Not if I find the fountain of youth.
Seraphina would like that.
I mean, also, I would almost imagine the idea of aging until death is foreign to him because people don't die in Sanctuary.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
That'll
that's
be
not
something you
really
have
a
to deal with.
like, yeah, death by or death by age isn't a thing. You know, he's seen the older folk get old and frail, but you know, they're just never dying.
Oh, just gotta be old and frail forever?
Oh,
That
no.
I mean, as long as you're
horrible.
in Sanctuary.
Can I be young?
Can we have more middle instead of more end?
If I go to heaven someday, I don't want to be in heaven as an old man.
Oh, son of a
At some
bitch.
point, at some point in the campaign, I'll go over how aging works, but I don't want to give too much away here.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Aging in Sanctuary
Oh.
does work different.
Interesting.
Benjamin Button. Go backwards.
Mm.
Is it gonna be like I forgot what show it was? It's like you revert back to your happiest moment, and that's what age you are. Is this
It
the
could
time in
be.
your life that you are the happiest? Is that's what you look like?
Oh,
Maybe.
Bobby gave some side eye. Oh,
I'm a good actor. That doesn't mean anything.
that means nothing. I'm lying to you all.
All right, I guess it's about that time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Put a
Are we
bow
still
on
teaching
it.
Marway?
Oh gosh.
So Marway, you see, there's a thing that you do,
I don't-
and you have to
did
cover
Robin-
it up.
Is there
Robin,
protection?
there was a moment last session. I'm so sad you weren't here, where they said something, and because of I'm playing Marway and I'm so innocent, I can't say dirty jokes. It
Oh, he
just
struggled
came
so
right
hard.
out. They're like, he's
Yeah.
like, yes, just wait until she comes up here. She plays the flute very well, and I'm like, I bet she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, no, I just watched it today, and I literally was rolling on the floor, and she said, "Oh, that was Marway." You said, "No, that's Bobby."
I'm sorry.
That just
Okay,
slipped right out. I haven't got to say a dirty joke for so long.
I was cackling. Yes, yeah. Last episode, man, y'all are funny. I don't know. Why am I even here? Y'all don't need me. Y'all are hilarious. I was
Oh, we need
literally,
Bula.
You're one of the funniest people here.
literally cackling listening to you guys' episode when I wasn't there last week.
Oh, shucks.
Shucks,
Aw.
dang it.
All right. Well, I guess it's time that we wrap this up. Me and Robin have a nail
go.
appointment to get to. We got to get our hair blown out.
But you can't get mad at that girl for if you're crooked again, because we all know it's you that's crooked.
Listen, do you see this finger? It's not crooked. Only when you do like that.
It's crooked because that's the one that you broke when you were doing that thing.
No, I had it surgically fixed.
Yeah, but even if you have it surgically fixed, when you do something like that with a guy like that, it's gonna stay crooked for a while.
Honey, listen, I had a very good doctor. He helped me in a couple different places.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me who that doctor is, but don't tell anybody that I asked, okay, honey?
Of course, don't worry. My ex-husband paid for these. I'm sure I can get you a good deal. Anyhow, this has been a great time that we've had to talk to all of you and do funny accents. So until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.